Coming up on CPS360, driver safety tightens the belt on teens.
A cross-country runner goes the distance.
And a Providenceville rematch fills the stands.
CPS360 starts now.
Hello, I'm Christina Young.
And I'm Marissa Jackman. Welcome to CPS360.
Sharing is caring, but too much sharing can lead to mono. Alyssa Pico has the story.
As summer break turned into school days, many students reconnected with friends and classmates. Arriving with the students came a disease that spread throughout the school. Mono infected most of the student body.
I had it 2 months ago, and whenever I went to the doctor, she was talking about how a bunch of kids from CPS were all just getting mono at the same time, a month or two ago. And it was just this crazy amount of people that were just all having it.
It is a communicable disease. It's usually passed in saliva sort of thing. It can be somebody sneezes and it ends up in your body a little bit too. I mean, there's different, similar to colds and stuff like that.
Mono changes the body. It makes students drowsy and unable to function properly in a school environment.
It's really horrible. Really, when I had mono, I just felt really, really tired all the time, and I just wanted to sleep, and I had no motivation to get anything done, and I felt really sick, everything hurts, and it was really bad. I got really dehydrated, and I had to be hospitalized, so that wasn't fun.
Although the disease makes functioning in school nearly impossible, missing school creates difficulty for students who have to stay home.
It was hard to get back on my feet through school, and I missed a lot of football practice, and I had a lot of makeup work and a lot of tests, and I'm still kind of behind from it.
The infection causes the victim to stay asleep for most of the day. This can be hard on social lives, especially when friends don't want to catch the illness.
Yeah, they didn't want to hang out with me, and they kind of stayed away from me a lot, and they didn't want to eat around me and stuff because they thought that I might get a mono.
Mono cannot be spread airborne. Therefore, there are measures students can take to ensure they will not catch the disease.
As long as you don't really share all your food, and you're just really careful, and you wash your hands a lot, I think it's a lot, it's preventable for sure.
Students need to keep their bodies healthy and should not share germs. For CPS360, I'm Alyssa Pico.
From safety of germs to safety on the road, Columbia high schools are taking all precautions when it comes to teen driving. Here's Kaylee Wilson buckling up on safety.
Of the 32,598 passengers killed in 2002 in an automobile accident, nearly 60% were not wearing seatbelts. Hickman High School is working with the Columbia Police Department, MoDOT, and State Farm Insurance to make sure students are aware of the effects of a car accident and how to lower the risk of injuries by wearing a seatbelt.
We've always been about auto safety, and in the 1970s, that was when we first instituted and started spending a lot of money in advertising the importance of seatbelts and child car seats, and of course now teen driving and texting and all of those elements that go into creating hazards.
Seatbelt use is the most effective way to save lives and reduce injuries and crashes, yet millions of adults do not wear seatbelts on everyday trips. But by taking the couple seconds to buckle up, the outcome is much more rewarding.
Well, it was really icy one morning, and my dad told me it was okay to drive because he had already gone down the highway. And so I went and I was on I-70 at the Pershing Creek Bridge, and I was going 55, 50, I don't remember. And my wheels started to turn, and I freaked out, and I overcorrected and flipped through the median and ended up on the other side of I-70. and I was wearing my seatbelt. So, and the paramedics told me when they got me out of the car that if I wasn't wearing my seatbelt, I would have been thrown.
The day after, when he was released from the hospital, the day after both Keegan and I went down to the town in which the car was at, and we get out of that vehicle, and we get out of our car, and of course, your vehicle was unrecognizable. And I stood there, and I stood there, and I looked at him, and I put my arm around him. I said, I don't even know why you're standing here next to me. But without the seatbelt and really the protection of God, was he standing there? Because the vehicle that he was driving, when that front right tire went off that side of that state highway, and there's no median, there was no shoulder, nothing safety, and he went airborne. He rolled it probably 4 or 5 times, and you've seen the pictures, and how he was able to simply walk away with really no broken bones, only a mild concussion, and he was released the same day, was only due to that seatbelt.
The vehicle was pulling something and it was swaying behind pretty dramatically, not just a little. It was like, you know, and I thought, oh my goodness. And, you know, when you have a truck and a trailer, you're kind of a sitting duck. You can't, you know, just like zip out of the way. And it'd be pretty hard with a car anyway. But so I just sort of slowed down and got over towards the shoulder a little bit, thinking, well, if it swings over too far, I don't want it to nick us as we're going by. So we're getting close to it. And just as it met, the hitch of this machinery, it was a piece of construction machinery, actually broke off, and it swung across and hit us head on. And the accident report estimates that we had 0.8 seconds to react. And estimating the speeds of the two vehicles and the fact that they were coming towards each other, the accident happened at about 120 miles per hour. So really nothing could be done at that point. You just have to take it. The only reaction is I remember Jordan's friend said, "Oh God, no," and then, you know, just chaos after that, absolute chaos.
With the help of safe driver programs across the country, we hope to decrease the number of deaths immensely as soon as possible. But until then, remember to buckle up to ensure that you will arrive alive. For CPS360, this is Kaylee Wilson.
Cars aren't the only way to travel. MC Burns has a scoop on the kid in the clouds.
At Rockbridge High School, students are involved in a wide range of activities. Take Ben Humphreys, for example. He's a sophomore on the boys' golf team and is involved in engineering over at the Career Center. But the sky's the limit when it comes to this kid. Ben's unusual hobby sparked from a young age, but he wasn't the first one in his family to get the chance to fly.
At the Schnucks grocery store, they had a photo contest, and the prize was a hot air balloon flight. So Ben was about 6 months old, and I took a photograph of him, and that photograph won the contest. So because he was only 6 months old, he couldn't go on the balloon ride, so I took my older son, Griffin, on the ride.
As Ben got older and heard the story, he wanted equal treatment.
They got to go on a balloon ride, and when I was 12, I had thought about that, and I said that I deserve one, so my mom got me one.
After helping out with the balloons, Ben wanted to get a little more involved.
I went on one ride once I started crewing, because just after a while they kind of take you for helping out some, so I went again. And that time, the pilot actually kind of let me fly, but I wasn't really flying. He was just telling me when to burn.
Ben got his student balloon license at the age of 15. He's working towards getting his adult license and is enjoying flying weekly.
Private pilot license will be just as soon as he turns 16. He already did the 3 portions of it. One of them is, soloing, getting enough training hours to solo, which he did a long time ago.
Unusual hobbies can define who we are, spark interests, and lead us to friends. But for Ben Humphreys, his hobby just lets him soar. For CPS360, I'm Mary Catherine Burns. Having a unique hobby can build self-confidence. Also building self-esteem is Embracing Amara, a new club at Rockbridge. Christina Young is empowering us with this story.
This year, Rockbridge High School is embracing itself with a new group called Embracing Amara.
Embracing Amara is like a place where we can come and like hang out, us girls, talk about life, or I don't know, just be us without anyone judging, I guess.
MU student Tamara Carter created this organization for young minority women to help them overcome everyday issues.
Okay, well, I started embracing Amara because I remember being in high school and being in middle school and knowing how difficult it was to kind of go through that time, going through a time where like your body is changing. You didn't really understand like what was going on internally, and I felt that a program like this would have been really valuable to my high school experience.
The purpose of embracing Amara is to help African American women ranging from middle school to high school combat low self-esteem, poor self-image, and feelings of everyday life.
Middle school and high school kind of get through a difficult time. We're designed to empower these women by helping them combat a lot of negative things that they may experience in life, whether it's just negativity from peers or it's low self-esteem or depression. We just want to help them combat that and get through school without having any difficulties.
The organization includes a wide range of activities.
Some activities we do in Embracing Amara is, today we had Bad Girls Club, and we basically talked about their problems and why they were fighting all the time, and we compared that to our lives daily of like why we fight and why do we think that physical fighting is like the right thing to do. We looked at the pros and cons of it. There's really no pros, but a lot of cons. Let's see, last week we did Zumba. That was really fun. So a little exercise, healthy workout, which is nice, why we should keep our bodies healthy. And next week we have our mock date, which I'm excited about. It's about how guys should treat girls on a date. So,
even though there's only been a few meetings, the messages are impacting young girls since the first meeting.
Embracing Amara has encouraged me a lot. Even though we've only had 3 meetings, I feel like the topics that we talk about like just make me want to be a better person. So that's what I like about it so far, and I feel like they're going to keep continuing to do that and more.
Embracing Amara also allows young women to talk about their problems in everyday life.
Well, like, I just feel like I never fit in anywhere, and so Embracing Amara is like a place where I could come and like be able to like fit in, and like we can just all talk about life and no one's gonna judge you or anything.
All in all, Embracing Amara has made a positive impact to all the girls who attend.
Embracing Amara impacted my life by just like seeing how other girls handle situations and how I should handle my situations, and just like not like, I don't know, just like not judging someone based off what you see on the outside. So it just like shows me how to like not be so judgmental with people.
For CPS360, I'm Christina Young. From embracing young women to encouraging the football players, the Providence Bowl rematch brought an overcrowded fan section. Here's Elizabeth Bouchard and Marissa Jackman that brings us the details.
Early into the season, Hickman and Rockbridge faced off at Faroe Field to compete in the Providence Bowl. With a victory that caught many fans by surprise, Hickman was enjoying the spotlight while Rockbridge was working hard towards the chance to play them again in the district finals. Their hard work paid off when the date was set for Rockbridge and Hickman to play in the district finals.
No, we from a preparation standpoint, we just treat it like another game. We have a certain routine that we go through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so we just adhere to that and just treat it like another game in that regard.
Well, there's a lot of pressure definitely now because, lose, you go home and your season's over, and being a senior, and it's Hickman, everyone's watching, it's just a whole lot of factors, so.
As game day approached, fans became more excited for the all-or-nothing playoff game. But the biggest concern for school officials was fitting the overwhelming amount of fans present at the Providence Bowl in Hickman's 4,500 seats.
Just being completely honest, I don't think it's going to be what people think. I think last time, we had a big build-up, 2003. It was played at Hickman. I think, when the game's at Faroe, everybody knows they're going to be able to park. Everybody knows they're going to get a seat. And I think you have some people that, are going to want to be there, and you have some people that aren't going to want to fight the parking and aren't going to want to fight the crowd. So, I would guess, they initially predicted 8,000. I'm thinking probably more like 4,000. So it'll look like a normal crowded high school game. I don't think it's going to be the astronomical event that some people have predicted. So we'll see.
The fear of an overcrowded stadium didn't keep the fans from cheering on their team.
I mean, especially for this game, we loaded up with food. I mean, I bought like hundreds of burgers. I think like 6 packs of soda, 12 packs of soda. Getting a hype for this game. We're going to be right after school, pop on the curb, put the truck up, light up the charcoal, get grilling. I'm expecting a lot of people to come out for this tailgate. It's going to be a good one.
Everybody's like really excited about it. They're talking about it. There's always like all these little like competitions. Like Hickman Rockbridge competition is like huge, and like this year Hickman actually has like a shot at going far and like winning.
The game proved to be a hit with the majority of tickets sold and a stadium full of encouraging fans. For CPS360, I'm Isabel Bouchard.
Now it's time for CPS 360 Sports. Hickman and Rockbridge faced off in a Providence Bowl rematch just in time for districts. Here's Brad Meister with the touchdown.
Second chances in life rarely happen. Second chances on the gridiron are slim to none. The Rockbridge Bruin football team got that second chance to beat their crosstown rival Hickman in the district playoffs.
That was the first time this year that we played a team again that we'd already seen in the regular season. So all week, rather than watching other games they played, we watched our game. And, we lost the first time, so we tried to figure out our mistakes and figure out what we could do better, so that was a big part of it.
The film watch during the week for Rockbridge is a key part of the preparing for the game that the team does to fix the costly mistakes that they made during their 21-22 loss against Hickman in the Providence Bowl.
Yeah, it usually always does. They are smart too. They ran different stuff than they ran against us the first time. So usually the good teams can figure out a way to adjust during the game, which, we did a good job. Defense played really well, so.
Even though the Bruins learned from their mistakes, it wasn't enough to beat the Cupies. The Cupies won 10-7 in overtime off an interception thrown by Logan Tweehouse.
We were on our field. We had nothing to lose. We have a goal. They believed, and we fought to the last second.
Coach Monroe says that handling success is a key to sportsmanship and being the bigger person.
We're teachers and we're going to get our kids straightened out. The thing that young people have to learn is how to handle success. This has been a heated deal. In fairness to them, our kids need to, I'm going to run them at 8 o'clock in the morning and I'm going to run them hard. It's a lesson they need to learn.
Monroe also said that he's proud of his team's character on and off the field.
Because your reputation is what other people think about you. A man should only worry about his character, because his character is who he really is. The character of this football team is such that we won't go away. We won't go away. And if you keep that character, if you keep that mindset, the sky's the limit.
For CPS 360, I'm Brad Meister.
In addition to the end of football, cross-country season is also coming to an end, but not without breaking records and creating a path to success. Action Day took the steps to bring us this story.
As the autumn days roll through November, the chill in the air isn't enough to stop this cross-country runner from going the distance.
I've been all-state all 3 years, so hopefully this coming Saturday I'll be able to make another appearance there and do better than I have these past years.
Better she did. After placing 9th in state last year, Nicole Mello raced her way to the second-place podium her senior year. This success is nothing new.
I've been to Junior Olympic cross-country nationals 4 years, and so my first year running, I placed like 59th. It was like, oh, cool, like great, out of like 300 girls. And then the next year, I ended up placing second, and then that's where kind of like my streak kept going.
A streak like that can add a lot of pressure.
Honestly, I'm a little bit of a nervous wreck, but I mean, that's how I get before any race.
With regionals right around the corner, Nicole has her eyes on the finish line.
I have big expectations for myself, and really just I want to go out there and have my best year yet.
Hopeful to place in regionals, Nicole Mello will then move on to nationals in San Diego. For CPS360, I'm Ashton Day.
Winter sports are underway, and with them brings pressure to the Rockbridge girls basketball team to defend their state title. Brett Weiss has the shot.
Last year, the Rockbridge girls basketball team capped off an amazing season by winning state, and that's the same goal for this year.
Our goal is usually to go to districts, win districts, go all the way to state, but we try not to focus on that all throughout the year, but if we were to have an ultimate goal, it would be to win state again.
This year, Rockbridge is missing one key person from that 2012 state title team, Lindsey Cunningham, who graduated and is now playing for Mizzou.
3-year starter and point guard. As a head coach, the point guard to us is our right hand, just like a quarterback on a football team. And so for the past 3 years, Lindsey's taken care of that. And I haven't had to worry about too much. Say one thing and Lindsey knew what to do. She knew how to direct the team. She was a co-captain our junior and senior year. And so you just don't replace anyone. Everybody brings something to the team.
She brought a lot to the team. She was really good, and she was a captain. And so, I mean, losing her just that's kind of the position I'm filling is Lindsey. And so it'll be hard.
Trying to defend their state title, the stakes have been raised for this year's team.
I feel like everybody has pressure coming back from winning state because we kind of have a target on our backs, like everybody has said.
With 4 out of the 5 starters coming back, most people feel as if Coach Nagel has a key advantage.
Well, anytime you have people coming back, there's consistency with the team. They know your plays, they know your philosophy, what you're trying to do, and so that helps make things go smoother, definitely, in practice.
Rockbridge has a good chance to do something no other Rockbridge basketball team has ever done: win state twice in a row. For CPS 360, I'm Brett Weiss.
There's nothing like the sound of a ball swishing through the net. Parker Adam has the noise of the basketball.
You're 5 just running, just like always. 5 is an emergency if we need you. Shot! Right here. Tighten up the middle. Shot! You're all, come here, give it here. You're always inside out, forcing sideline. Nick's here, Alex comes here, Jackson's here. Let's go, 22, hurry up! Hurry, David.
What do you think some of your strengths are?
Hustling hard, rebounding, playing defense, working on team bonding, family team. We got good teamwork, got good team chemistry, all that.
Hickman and Rockbridge swim teams share a pool, a locker room, and a coach. Laurel Critchfield is diving into the story.
On the first day of practice, the girls of the Hickman and Rockbridge swim teams walked into the aquatic facility to find one assistant coach, rather than an assistant and a head coach. The next day of practice, they discovered that the head coach had been let go and that the assistant coach, Coach Willett, would assume that role.
Well, I was excited because he was my coach when I was 11 when I first came over to CSC. So that was fun, and I really liked him then, and I liked him as an assistant coach last year, so having him as the head coach this year was going to be something like new and different, but also exciting.
Due to the lack of an assistant coach, Willett has been put in charge of 2 teams by himself. Some of the swimmers from the boys' team have volunteered their time to help Willett coach.
Honestly, I thought it was kind of weird. Like, I mean, I know them as people, like, not just a coach, so it was kind of weird having people like our age assistant coach. And I mean, like, I'm glad they were there because it was better than having just one coach, but it was still kind of weird.
The district is currently working on background checks for an assistant coach. Regardless of the changes, the swimmers still seem positive about the season.
I think it's going to go really well. Like, we don't have like the same swimmers that we did this year, and I think that even with that, him being the new coach is going to be fun. Like, I'm excited for the season, honestly. So.
The girls are ready to get the season up and going, regardless of whether they have one coach or 2. Their first meet is December 7th at Marquette High School. For CPS360, I'm Laurel Critchfield.
Wade it in with a splash.
I'm Marissa Jackman.
And I'm Christina Young.
Thanks for watching.